Most people, including myself, get in Scientology after reading Dianetics book. I'm going to shortly explain Dianetics first. Analytical mind, according to L. Ron Hubbard, is a part of the mind that is rational and conscious, and is responsible for thinking and processing information. Example includes, let's say, doing math, using recipes to cook, deciding what to wear when you go outside based on the weather forecast, like writing essays for school. Reactive mind is subconscious part of the mind that stores painful memories and experiences which can influence the behavior of the individual. For example, the person feels like he must avoid dangerous places or situations just based on his gut feeling, even if there is no logical reasons to do so. Somatic mind is part of the mind that is connected to physical sensations and bodily functions and the physical body, like for example swimming or riding a bicycle, riding a car. That's example of somatic mind. There is a difference between analytical mind and reactive mind. For example, a man knows that some dog breeds are more dangerous than others. He realizes that he is more likely to be bitten by, let's say, fighting dog than by a lap dog. And before approaching to a dog, he can ask owner of the dog, does your dog bite? Bites. So, but in reactive mind scenario, let's say he was bitten by a dog as a child, and he's not only afraid of that particular dog that bit him, but he's afraid of all dogs, no matter how the size of the dog and or the breed. He just avoids all the dog in general. An engram is a memory of traumatic event recorded in reactive mind. Once engram is triggered, meaning it's activated by something similar in an environment, it can affect the person from now on each time they find themselves in the similar situation. The process of finding and eliminating engram is called auditing. According to L. Ron Hubbard, engrams are linked to earlier engrams, creating a whole chain of similar engrams events that share similarities. There is a difference between Dianetics auditing and Scientology auditing. Just basically, let me give you an example. Let's say a man is afraid to drive, and during Dianetics auditing session, he discovers that his fear began, let's say, during the time when he was a teenager, and his friends dared him to go on a roller coaster ride, and he was afraid of roller coasters. And when the ride started moving fast, he felt lost of control and began screaming, "No, stop!" After analyzing this fear in session, he returns a few days later and tells his auditor, "I'm still afraid of driving." So the auditor asks if he has an earlier similar incident, and then he recalls that, when he was a toddler, his dad crashed his car in a tree, and then his mother yelled, "No, stop!" So he described everything that he witnessed, including what he saw, heard, and felt, and realized that he was not in control and could not stop his dad even if he wanted to. So then the auditor asked if he has anything earlier And then the man recalls when his body was not even born, when still it was in the mother's stomach, his father had car accident, and mother was pregnant with him, so his dad, let's say, crashed into a pole. So he describes everything he heard and felt during that accident over and over, and by working through original incident in the session, he gets rid of that fear of driving. That's classified as Dianetics session. The goal is to identify the significant event that impacted his life. If that man returns a few days later and tells to his auditor that he is still afraid of driving, it's time to explore another related engram. For example, he might recall that he died in the car crash in the previous lifetime. So at this point, Dianetics comes to an end and Scientology begins. Scientology teaches that person is a spiritual being who carries experiences from one lifetime to another. So L. Ron Hubbard used the metaphor of the case. Before auditing begins, a case is considered to be closed, and auditor opens it and works with the individual to retrieve all relevant engrams. Clearer is someone who has no longer his reactive mind. So, in Dianetics, Chapter 8, L. Ron Hubbard talks about Dianetics clearer, self-determination, his ability to make own decisions, and so on. And then he writes, the only way a clearer could be forced would be give him engrams or turn a neurosurgeon loose upon his brain. First time I read it, like in the 90s, I thought, what? Dianetics clearer is still prone to engrams. That's what it basically means. So spending all this time, all your free time and tons of money to receive auditing sessions, and you're still prone to engrams, that must be some sort of trap, right? Alright, watch my next video to find out more.